with what seems to be weapon inspection, insanely cool weapon skins, a brand new original map, as well as a complete overhaul of the art style and direction. Ubisoft have brought Rainbow Six Mobile back from its hiatus period, and they have came back with a lot of new things, ready to start the continuation of their soft launch and eventual worldwide rollout of the game. And there's a lot of stuff in here which should come to Rainbow Six Siege in my opinion, but all of this stuff makes me very excited for the full release of Rainbow Six Mobile. And I think there's a lot of really interesting stuff in here which is worth seeing and listening to. So yeah, believe it or not, Rainbow Six Mobile was actually revealed more than 2 years ago now, and since then there was a few alphas and betas. They would then go on to soft launch the game in a few regions, mine not being included. And then one day, they just announced that they're going to stop making content for the time being, and will return at a later date with a lot of changes coming. And that date is today, where we have this entire new trailer and document for the changes coming to Rainbow Six Mobile, building up to its eventual worldwide free launch. And they've actually listened to a lot of criticism, and this looks pretty sick. So the first thing I want to talk about is art style and cosmetics. You may have seen the renders for the Rainbow Six Mobile operators and stuff like that, and they were in this more casual gear, more like training gear. Well, they have completely revamped the art style for Rainbow Six Mobile and taken it in a new direction. To better align with Rainbow Six's current identity, all operators now sport their gear from Rainbow Six Siege, helping keep that brand identity between the games. And as well as this, it seems like just the overall visual art style of the maps and everything looks so much closer to Siege than it did before. It doesn't mean they've completely gotten rid of the default skins that used to be in the game, but you can get them through challenges now and are not their default looks. And when it comes to cosmetics as well, they are really putting in the effort. I mean, take a look at this skin, which is known as the Dark Crystal skin. You can get this skin by using obsidian, which is given to you every time you get a duplicate when opening a cosmetic pack. Get enough duplicates, you can get yourself an exclusive skin. That's instantly a better pack system than Rainbow Six Siege has had for 10 years. There's actually an incentive of when you get duplicates to use it on something else, and the skin looks absolutely sick as well. They also showed off another weapon skin known as the Gilded weapon skin, which is this golden one. And keep in mind, in Rainbow Six Mobile, the weapon skin, the scope skin, the magazine skin, the suppressor or barrel skin, and the laser sight skin, or like that attachment and grip skin and all of that stuff are all separate. So you can mix and match a golden one with a green barrel with a blue drum mag. You can mix all this stuff around. So having it as a full set looks cool, but keep in mind Rainbow Six Mobile also has that extra depth of customization, which Siege doesn't. But let's continue on through the stuff that they have announced. So we have Operation Ice Storm, which is the season that this soft launch period is going to be relaunching into. One of the things you can clearly see from this is that they are adding Buck to the game as well. We have a really nice render of him. He looks absolutely sick. Again, sporting a similar look to his default skin in Siege. And they've also completely changed how operators work. Now, if you played Rainbow Six Mobile's early stages, which I have played, you may know about a thing called an operator ticket. You get it from a pack, and you need to have a ticket to play an operator, and then once you hit a certain threshold of tickets used, you permanently unlock the operator. That system kind of sucked, because you couldn't just play every operator, or at least the base operators, straight away. So they've completely scrapped the ticket system. They have now implemented a renown system, pretty much similar to Rainbow Six Siege's. You can now buy operators with renown you get from playing, or you can use platinum, which is their version of R6 credits, so like the paid currency. And I think this is a much better system. It just makes so much more sense, and it just means you can buy the operators you want rather than having to use a ticket which you get from a pack and you don't get to choose which ones you have. It doesn't make sense for a game like Siege. And something that they've done is quite nice as well is if you have played these earlier soft launch or betas and stuff like that and you already have operator tickets on your account, well, since they're scrapping that system, you will get an equivalent in renown for that, which is nice that they're honoring already existing players, because I think this just makes so much more sense. So yeah, they streamlined the system completely. It's more like Siege now. You use renown to buy skins and operators, and you can also use the paid premium currency to do the same thing. Exactly how Siege works. Same with the Battle Pass, it's going to be quite similar to Siege as well, with the new operator for that season being included in Tier 1 of the Battle Pass. And now, Siege kind of does like a 2-week period, where after 2 weeks, anyone can buy that operator. Mobile is going to be a little bit different. They're actually going to be the end of that Battle Pass's season is when that operator becomes available for everyone. So there is going to be a bit more operator exclusivity with the Battle Passes than there is in Siege. But based on some of the cosmetics you can see, I mean, look at that one for Glass. I think this Battle Pass probably has more value than Siege's one does, because Siege's Battle Passes have been quite dookie in my opinion for a while. Now let's talk about that new map I was talking about called Restaurant. This is an original map built from the ground up by the R6 Mobile team, and it's meant to be a very simple map to help onboard players. Of course, the other maps in Rainbow Six Mobile are basically Siege maps. Like, they've taken the maps from Siege, so you've got like Clubhouse, you've got Bank, you've got Oregon, for example. It is Siege maps in this game. So I think them having a bit of flexibility to make their own map to suit their different playstyle, which, because, you know, mobile is different than Siege, although they are very similar, and mobile is an adaptation of Siege, it does play a bit different because it's on mobile. So this is going to be the more introductory map where you learn a lot of stuff a lot easier, and it's very simple. But from the outside, it looks sick. In their own words, it's a popular izakaya-style bar in the heart of an urban metropolis. The second floor is closed to the public due to alleged renovation. And I'm guessing by the fact that they put renovations in quotations, it means that the second floor is actually a sort of hangout for gang members and stuff like that, and this restaurant is just a front. But I think that's going to be really fun to see, and it's quite cool that they've actually been able to do something on their own, and they aren't just restricted to the maps which are in Siege. There's also a little training area called Home Base, which is based off of the restaurant. So I imagine maybe you go to Home Base first, you learn that, and then they deploy you to the actual restaurant, and you get a feel for how the game works. But that's pretty cool as well. They're also adding the bulletproof camera to the game, which currently has only been given to Rook by the seams of what they're saying. But it will probably come to more operators in the future, but it seems to work pretty much the same way as Rainbow Six Siege. It's bulletproof on the front, you can shoot its back and sides to destroy it, and you can also do an EMP burst to disable items. Again, just like how they made a new map, I wonder if maybe one day they'll introduce a new secondary gadget, but again, I think they also don't want to deviate from the Rainbow Six brand, and you want to keep this as similar to Siege as possible to keep it, you know, unified across the board. I mean, just look at Striker and Sentry, for example. They actually came from the designs from Rainbow Six Mobile. That is both unified Siege and mobile together. But I will say something, it still seems like they haven't changed the names of the recruits in mobile. They're still known as the attacking recruit and a defending recruit, and I don't know if that's to accommodate new players to help understand them more, but I think you could still call them Striker and Sentry and people would get the gist of it. Now, it doesn't say this in their little document about this stuff, which I'm reading a lot of this information from, but in their little trailer, it does show weapon inspection, which is a really cool thing and a massive feature we've been asking for in Siege for a while, so hopefully this also comes to Siege, but having weapon inspection in R6 Mobile is really sick. They're adding the smart ping system from Siege to mobile. I think this is fine for the most part. It looks pretty much how it does on Siege, but instead on this version, you can also ping enemy operators as well, which I think is fine because mobile works a bit differently from Siege. I think this would be too strong if it was on Siege for you to basically yellow ping an enemy, but on mobile, I don't think that's terrible, and you still have to be looking at an enemy in front of you for you to ping them. This next addition they're doing, though, is quite a deep cut for us Siege players who've played for a while. They're adding the droning after death. Now, this was originally a concept that was presented for Rainbow Six Siege. I think they were about to bring it to test server, or it did go to test server, and we just didn't like it, and they completely scrapped it. I never liked it. It basically meant that even if you died, you could still move your drone around the map, Echo could still concuss people, a dead Maestro could still zap people. It sort of allowed you to not be punished for dying. So, like, you know, it didn't punish an Echo for dying, because if Echo could die and still concuss people, there was no punishment for him then going and spawn peeking and stuff like that. So we never really liked it, and they scrapped it. Now, in Rainbow Six Mobile, they are bringing this feature in, which is a bit controversial in my opinion. However, it won't be in the ranked mode, and as well as this, it has a battery, so you can only move the drone for about, I don't know, 10 seconds or something like that before the battery dies. You can no longer move the drone. You can still watch it like a normal drone, but you can't move it anymore. I still personally think they should just stay clear of this completely, but maybe it'll work better in mobile than it would in Siege, because, yeah, I'm glad they didn't bring it to Siege. It would have been a mess. We're going to go through a few things quite fast here as well. To begin with, they've added private match. Really cool. Great to have. It'll be good for, you know, little competitions and stuff like that. They've changed how quick play works. There's now a mode called Bomb Rush. Basically, it's just to make the game faster for casual players. You'll actually be able to pre-select operators on a screen outside of the match itself. So at the main menu, you can pre-select operators. So you have your favorite operators, you pre-select them in a priority order. So your top choice, and then first, second, third, fourth, and if that operator is free, it will just instantly pick it for you and put you into the match, just to sort of speed up that quick match process. Again, that's only for quick match, and I believe you can change the operator if you want to anyway. There's a thing called a silver bullet. You get this from missions and battle passes, and it basically just gives you a free random cosmetic, which is cool. You have a system known as Bootcamp, which is just a progression system by playing the game, and you unlock playlists this way: renown, cosmetic, operators, prime boosters, silver bullets, and probably more in the future. You have a practice mode similar to the ones we have on Siege, where it will teach you maps and like common locations and stuff like that. And they've also expanded their HUD customization to give you more control of all the buttons you want on screen. If you don't know, it's actually really good. You can move any input around any part of the screen you want to make it more ideal for you as a player. So if you want the shoot button at the top left, you can have it. If you want it tiny, you can have it. You can turn the opacity down, put it to the right. You can move around any of these things on the screen to better suit how you want to play on a mobile device. And Rainbow Six Mobile also has full controller support. That's actually already been a thing since the beginning of the soft launch. Now, I managed to get in, managed to try it for a bit in this early version. There was some issues with the controller. It didn't work as fluid as I hoped it does, but it was an early build, so hopefully they've continued to improve that controller support, and hopefully it works better now. You also have the mission hub, which is basically like an operator progression screen where it shows you what challenges you need to do for each operator, and you'll unlock exclusive cosmetics and other items for the operators. Pretty cool. Now, they even have patch notes for this, which I'm not going to get into, but I will leave a link in the description if you guys want to get into the more technical parts of it and stuff like that. But for a big step in the development of Rainbow Six Mobile, this is really cool. It's definitely getting me more engaged for this game and product, and I want to see more of it. I would like it to release in my region so I can make content on it. I think the skins look absolutely sick. I think they've translated Rainbow Six Siege's gameplay into mobile very well, and I think this game has a lot of potential to stand on its own as a product, to go hand in hand with Siege, and I think it's got a bright future. So yeah, I'm actually impressed by a lot of the changes here. I think they've done an absolutely incredible job, and I cannot wait to see more. So be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're new. Catch you all later. I love you all. Stay safe. Peace.